Hello everybody, it's Verda here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Lords of the Fallen using the GTX 1650. Now, I have the GDDR6 edition of the graphics card, which is a little bit better. So yeah, I've got the latest Nvidia drivers as well, so we're going to go ahead and jump on into the game and see if this is playable with this budget end GPU. Alright, so to begin with, we're going to be playing at 1080p, and we're going to start with the lowest settings in the game. It says custom because I've manually adjusted some of these to low/off. Yeah, let's see how it runs here at 1080p. So 1080p, at least in this marshy area, which is like the first stage of the game, it's well, technically like second stage, but as you can see here, it's not really great. It's like 30 FPS roughly. We're completely GPU bound, even though I am using such a old PC to test this. I say this in a lot of benchmarks with these older graphics cards that I use with this particular PC. The i7-4790K, even though it's a decade old, it's still capable of pushing a lot of these cards to their limits, right? As you can see here in this game, we are completely GPU bound, and it doesn't look particularly good. I don't know how good this game looks at Ultra. I have tried it on my 3060 Ti at 1440p at maximum settings, but I can't remember exactly what that looks like. It looked a hell of a lot better than this, of course, but yeah, we are completely GPU bound at around 30 FPS, and I think for most people 30 FPS doesn't really feel too good. Now, because this is a game like Dark Souls 1 did release at 30 FPS, but that was a very long time ago when 30 FPS was more normal, I guess, you know, especially for consoles, right? Like Dark Souls did release on a console or on consoles, so originally, and so 30 FPS was pretty standard, if not good, like back then, right? Like for a console at least, but for a PC experience, especially, you know, in 2024, 30 FPS doesn't feel too good in a lot of games unless the game is designed to be played at 30 FPS, which this one is not. You can see we're even dropping down to like the high 20s, mid 20s, and I got a stutter there. I am skipping over all of the tutorials, by the way, so like I am fairly clueless in this game as to how to play, but it looks like we do have enough VRAM at the absolute lowest setting. So the VRAM, the 4 gigs of VRAM that we have, doesn't seem like it's going to be an issue. 1080p is not really going to be playable, I don't think, for a game like this. I recently tested the GTX 1060. That also achieved around a similar FPS. The 1060 3 gig edition and the 1650 are pretty similar in terms of performance. Don't know where the hell I'm supposed to go. You know, let's just jump down here. Alright, well, we're not supposed to go that way, clearly. I really don't know where we're supposed to go. Got a stutter there as we died. Oh! Supposed to come into this mode. Thank you, game, for putting me in this mode so I can see that I am supposed to be here. Alright, so controlling Q. It might look okay on YouTube at 30 FPS, but when you're actually playing, it doesn't feel good, guys. So let's go ahead and try out a lower resolution and see if it's much more playable than this, right? Alright, so I've gone ahead and thrown the resolution down to 720p, which is quite a low resolution in 2024, but if you're on a really tight budget and you want to play like games like this, you're gonna have to do stuff like this. So we're playing at 720p at the lowest settings in the game, of course. What you could do instead is at 1080p just lower the resolution scale, but I tend to find that just lowering the resolution is a better idea usually. But see how this runs. Alright, and you can tell that the game obviously doesn't look nowhere near as good, but it's actually at somewhat playable FPS, and I did just get a stutter there. I can talk to this guy. Skip. But yeah, 720p, it doesn't look too bad, I think, in all honesty. The game didn't look particularly that good anyways at the lowest settings, so going from 1080p to 720p, it doesn't look very good, but the game is now actually playable. There we go. Wow, I just like missed every attack. But you can see though, going down to 720p makes the game a hell of a lot more playable. I actually think the game is fine now, in all honesty. What are we doing here? Oh, there's an enemy here. Let's get rid of them. Oh god, we're out of stam. It's got like 0 HP. Yeah, this feels fine. 40 something FPS, guys. Like, in all honesty, I think it feels okay. Let's Let's just make sure we don't get hit by that. And there we go. Yeah, this feels totally fine at like 40. It was pretty rough at the 30 FPS range, but jumping all the way up to 40, honestly, 40s to 50s, now it's playable. Now it is actually playable, enjoyable. You know, you don't necessarily need 60 FPS for a game like this. It definitely would feel better, but you know, if this is the FPS that you can achieve, I don't think you're gonna have too many issues. Oh, they just keep spawning in. I'm probably supposed to just leave this area, but I'm just going to use it to just keep testing my FPS. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the benchmark here. Pretty short, sweet benchmark. Just like the other one, you know, like when I did the 1060 on this game, I didn't benchmark too much. But like I said in that one, I don't feel like there's too much to benchmark. I could mess around with resolution scaling and stuff, but I just feel like it's not really worth it, to be honest. Just play at 720p and, you know, enjoy the game, basically. Because you can enjoy this game at 720p, and it doesn't look that bad anyways. You can still see the enemies, you can still play the game, and it's way more enjoyable than the 20 to 30 FPS range, let's put it that way. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. Hopefully this helped you out. If it did, leave a like, subscribe for future benchmarks. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Goodbye for now.